I will say the one thing that I liked in the series, all three starters looked good. Stroman, was it his best outing? No, but he looked a lot better than he did. I know the 3 walks weren't great, but I will take what he gave us on Sunday.
Compared to what he's been giving you?
Yes.
Not even close, yeah.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, HVAC, or electrical job and get fast shipping from coast to coast at SupplyHouse.com. With me, as usual, is my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian. Woo!
Sunburnt from a family lunch. Voice is a little gone from 2 straight concerts, but the Yankees won a series this weekend, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcasting platform available. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've gotten word from people who've subscribed to us on YouTube that they've been unsubscribed. So please check and make sure that you're still subscribed to us. If you're not noticing our videos and your suggested videos, that might be the reason why. Just do us that solid.
While we love being at 6,900 subscribers, we'd like to get over that at some point.
Yes, we would like to get to 7,000.
Everyone has to grow up.
Yeah. So subscribe to the channel, resubscribe to the channel, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified when they go up. So coming up on today's show, the Yankees are heading to Chicago and Detroit. They need to win those games. We're going to talk about that because they just need to. It's Miners Monday. We're going to talk about what's happening down on the farm. But first, the Yankees take a series from Texas that got very sweaty at the end and was annoying in the middle game. But hey, a series win is a series win is a series win. And they made it to 70, finally.
you feel like the series got a little bit spoiled. Especially Cole Stark got spoiled because he did pitch really well. And it getting moved into a doubleheader kind of killed them because it feels like, when does your team ever win both games of a doubleheader? It's always a split. So they kind of, once you won that first game, it felt like it was going to go into a split. The team is exhausted. And then, what happened is what happened. They got a series win though. And that's all that matters, and now you're going into an easier part of your month of August. The Rangers are a desperate team and they played like it. I just think the talent's not there. Things aren't necessarily clicking this year. But they are a desperate team, and they played like a desperate team. And the Yankees played whole. I don't think they had a perfect weekend, but this is what good teams do. Good teams win these kind of series. You still came out of it 2 out of 3. If you won game 1 and 3, 20-0, or you won game 1 and 3 the way that they won them, it's still a series win. It still goes down as a series best 2 out of 3. You won the series. I will say this, Yankee fans. Get ready, find whatever remedy that you need. If it's a cocktail, if it's, I don't know, October, this bullpen is going to give you heart palpitations. they're giving it to you already in August. You can imagine a month and a half from now what this bullpen's going to do, because I know for me, watching this bullpen every day, that's the noise that comes out.
Between the gold medal game for the ladies on Sunday morning and the Yankees bullpen on Sunday afternoon, I am turning 50 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from this Monday, I am turning 50. I would like to get there. Okay. So the Yankees need to stop doing this. It's really annoying. How many times do we have to say that Clay Holmes cannot come in for a 4-out save when he hasn't pitched for a few games? Yep. He's better when he pitches. You know what I mean? Like when he has a couple of outings and they're not stressful and he just goes in. You can't bring him into a situation that you brought him into on Sunday. It just doesn't work. And I don't know why Aaron Boone never learns this. I want to bang my head into a wall.
How that's not seen is crazy to me, because we can see it with the naked eye. So I don't know how his numbers aren't telling him that. He's clearly far less effective when he comes in. He's far less effective when he comes in off of rest, weirdly enough. When he's pitching consistently for 4 straight days, he's electric. Yes. And when he comes off rest, he's which is usually the opposite of relievers. Usually you don't want a guy pitching every single day.
Right? Because
it's been a while.
They had the doubleheader Thursday, rain out
and the off
Friday. Day. It was like, so when he came in, I thought, this is going to be bad. Why are you doing this?
That's not good, though. That's not good. Like, I know you need to get him back in at some point, but you want to ease him back in. Bringing him back in a 1-run game that's in the 8th inning, asking for a 4-out save, really not what I preferred in that moment. No. But again, I think Sunday's game is one of those games that you appreciate. You like the way they won that game, and sometimes your best players need to win you games like they did. Soto with the 2 home runs, Judge with the homer. That is a game, though, that scares me because if you get dependent on that game, you're not going to win games with that in the postseason.
Oh, yes. If you get dependent on that kind of a game where, you can't expect that to happen all the time. I will say the one thing that I liked in the series, all 3 starters looked good. Stroman, was it his best outing? No, but he looked a lot better than he did. I know the 3 walks weren't great, but I will take what he gave us on Sunday.
Compared to what he's been giving you?
Yes.
Not even close. Yeah.
Yes. Rodon looked really good on Saturday.
He did have a lot of moments where he brought himself into trouble. But I will say this: last season, those moments where he got himself into trouble, he gave up the home run,
right?
Or he gave up the double in the gap,
right?
This season, it's been completely different, and you could see it in that start. He was very able to buckle down, and it was not a pretty start. It was not the most clean start. Got through it though. Got through it really well. So you got to be really proud of what Rodon turned in.
I will say Ron Marinaccio on Saturday in game 1, he was the 27th man, 2 1/3 scoreless innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 3. He looked good. They sent him back down, of course, because he was the 27th man. But, it was good to see that because he had lots of issues, even when he came back up after working out in Scranton. So happy about that. Happy about how Cole looked. As you said, the bullpen basically betrayed him in that game. It just went completely off and uncharacteristically went off the rails the way it did with Luke Weaver. I felt really bad for Luke Weaver. That was just...
Haven't seen him look like that all year, really. So that's going to happen.
He's been great. And then on Sunday, so Soto has now hit home runs against all 30 teams. He's 25. That's incredible.
There are not words that I can use. And what's crazy, too, is if you didn't have Judge playing the way Judge is playing, it would be Soto battling Bobby Witt for the AL MVP.
Right.
I mean, look at Soto's numbers when you get a chance. It's being shadowed by how unbelievable Judge has been and how he's running away with the MVP.
Yeah.
Take a look at Juan Soto's numbers and what he's doing this year. I mean, people that I've heard on other local radio shows, people that call up and go, well, is he really that good? What does he do? There is so much behind the game that this guy does. He is an unbelievable. I think he's a better player than Judge, to be quite honest with you. Like overall, as a baseball player, I think he's a better player than Judge. I think don't take that and run with it. I'm not taking anything away from Aaron Judge. I'm just saying Juan Soto is an overall roundabout player. He's not gonna strike out 100 times this year, and he's gonna walk 120 times this year. He's maybe the best player in the league, honestly. When it comes to an overall game, maybe the best player in the league.
So Soto goes deep twice on Sunday. Judge goes deep. Stanton goes deep. So now Stanton has 20 home runs. So that's 3 guys on the Yankees.
How did that happen?
I know. 3 guys on the Yankees with 20, although Jazz Chisholm also has 20, but he's hit 7 with the Yankees. But technically, he has 20 home runs, so that's 4 20-home run hitters.
7 with the Yankees. He just got here.
I know.
I mean, he just got here. And then Stanton, too. I mean, it's a testament to how good he started the year off.
Yeah, because when they fell off that cliff, they fell off that cliff, who got hurt?
Yep.
It was Stanton.
And I believe this is his second since he's been back, or maybe even his first. Regardless, though, another 20 home run season. And there's a good chance he can get to 30 if he starts to get things spinning a little bit. They got the training wheels on, clearly, with him coming back. But it really has been unbelievably impressive.
He hit home run in game 2 in the garbage time when they scored the other runs. But it looked good though. Like he had good swings, and it kind of was like, when you watch a Stanton start and you see him hit the ball solid, but they're outs and you're just like, oh, he's definitely hitting a home run later. That's kind of what it felt like on Saturday.
He's seeing the ball really well. It's akin almost to what Austin Wells looked like at the start of the year. And I mean, you pointed it out the first couple months of the season felt like every Austin Wells start, he was right on the money with every single hit, and it just took time. And now that ball is not falling into people's gloves, Austin Wells looks so much better. Yeah,
definitely. What else about Sunday's game? Oh, Judge's home run with his 299th career home run. So, so I saw someone on Twitter say that, oh, that's great. Judge will hit his 300th career home run in Chicago in front of 17 people.
Yeah. And he'll by far be the quickest player ever to hit 300 home runs and the amount of games they've played, which is really impressive.
Yeah.
That series is going to be, We'll get into it a little bit later on, but that series is going to be fun.
Yeah, hopefully. So Yankees win the series. That's what you want. At the end of the day, you just look at them as 2 wins and 1 loss.
Mhm.
And, obviously some things need to be tweaked, but will they? No, because they didn't trade for enough pitching. No. They didn't make enough moves to fix the bullpen. And you still have Aaron Boone as the manager, and he still likes to make some strange decisions. Oh, quickly. They wanted to take Cole out after 90 pitches, and they took him out, even though it looked like he could still pitch. What do you think of that decision? As quickly as you can say. Because I thought it was wrong.
It might be. His health is the most important thing right now. They have no chance if he's not healthy in October. And he's still working himself back. He
seemed fine. If he got the out on 2 pitches, get him to get another out. I mean, if he was looking that good and that strong, get him up to 95 pitches. I don't know. I feel like they took him out too soon.
He's a bulldog, so I do agree with you in a sense.
Yeah. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel on YouTube and resubscribe if you need to. Hit the like button on our videos, hit the notifications so you know when they go up. Also, reply to the pinned comment Monday through Thursday so you can be on our Fan Mail Friday show. Yeah, just ask us anything you want. It's really fun. And if you're a Locked On Yankees insider, there's a club. There's a link in the description. If you join that, you get top priority for Fan Mail Friday. And there's a 14-day free trial. So you sign up, you try it out, you text us, we text you. Just join us in the Insiders Club. It's fun. Coming up, it's Miners Monday. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, SupplyHouse.com. SupplyHouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trademaster program. Every Trademaster gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at SupplyHouse.com/TM. That stands for Trademaster. Order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at SupplyHouse.com. Welcome back, and thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, enjoy the Locked On MLB podcast. Host Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, is here daily to provide national expertise with his trademark humor to help you get ready for the MLB playoffs here in the dog days of summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day on Locked On MLB. Available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Don't forget, you can catch every pitch of the Yankees' hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. It's everybody's favorite day. It's Miners Monday, and we have some things to talk about. As with the rest with the big club, some of the teams up here had some issues with rain and having to do double headers and stuff. Scranton, Oswald Peraza is heating up. He's doing well. He has 6 extra base hits in his last 10 games. He is also stealing bases and hitting regularly. I said, and I've said it many times on the show, that I think that he should replace Gleyber. Speaking of Gleyber, wait, we didn't get into this. What on earth happened in that last play on Sunday's game? How come every time? I don't understand. It's a routine.
I wonder what they wind up doing. It seems like the routine plays with him are the ones where he messes up more.
Yes.
Than the different, because he does make difficult plays.
Yes. It's so weird.
It's a weird. I think you're really going to see this come to fruition when Peraza is ready to come back, and which will likely be September when they have the September call-ups.
Yeah.
And he will get playtime. And I'm telling you, if he comes up and he hits and makes an impact, there's a real chance that he plays over Glaber. I really believe that. They're in a make it or break it year. They really are with the Soto stuff. They can't just afford to just not go all in. And if Peraza is the better player, I think they have no option but to go with Peraza. They really do.
Right. Jason Dominguez is in Scranton, and Brian Cashman was on MLB radio. He said this about Dominguez. He's healthy. Ultimately, the injuries this year prevented him from getting much of a bulk of performance. He's definitely sitting there waiting in the wings if need be, mostly playing in center field. I think we're going to get him over in left. He's done multiple positions in his career. He's just waiting in the wings, hungry and waiting to see if he gets his chance. It's nice to know he's available to us if need be. Then he added, there's currently no lane for us to bring him. It's nice to know he's there. He's just knocking the rust off and waiting for his opportunity if it comes. Again,
September.
Like, I feel like I jinxed Dominguez earlier in the season because I was like, oh, it kind of stinks for him because he's healthy and everyone on the Yankees is healthy. And then the injury happened. Then Stanton goes down. It's like, well, that could have been his opportunity to go and play with the Yankees. But yeah, we'll see him in September.
I think barring him coming up and being like completely out of it in September and not being able to hit major league pitching, which I don't see why he wouldn't be able to.
Right.
I don't think there's a chance he doesn't make the playoff roster.
Right.
Honestly, I just think there's too many guys that are struggling. And right now, would you take your chances with Verdugo or Dominguez in a playoff game?
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking Dominguez. I am.
I think I would take Dominguez too.
I'd want Verdugo on the roster.
Yeah.
But I would take Dominguez.
Yeah. Somerset, José Trevino will be rehabbing with them this week.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's another guy though. He's lost all of his playing time.
Oh yeah, he's been Wally pipped.
Yeah, he has
by Austin Wells.
He's gonna play once a week, if that.
Yeah. And I think that's the
Yankees don't mind that. It's the right move, and the Yankees don't mind that. Austin Wells is their future catcher anyway.
Right.
Like, I don't think they ever envisioned a scenario where they weren't gonna have Austin Wells at one point overtake Trevino. They were hoping this would happen.
Right.
But I'm glad. I'm personally glad it happened too, because I think at Trevino's best, which is what we saw last year, I think Wells is a better player overall.
Yeah. Spencer Jones doing pretty well to start October. He was batting .333 heading into Saturday's doubleheader. He hit a home run to lead off for Somerset, like for him in the game on Sunday. So he's, getting better, I guess. His strikeouts are still up, so they need to work on that, but he's still, they could fix that, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Let's hope.
Yeah. George Lombard Jr. was promoted to Hudson Valley. He's struggling a bit. He only has one hit, but he's a teenager. He's a literal teenager, and the Yankees think he'll be fine. So they're going to keep him up there and have him do his thing in Hudson Valley, not in Tampa. Speaking of Tampa, Carlos LaGrange made his first start for the Tarpons on Saturday night. He's the 15th ranked prospect. He pitched 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 1 run. It was unearned. Gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 4. So striking out 4 in 2 1/3 is pretty good. Mm-hmm. They said that his fastball also stood out, the velocity of it. It was 97.4 and it topped out. It was averaging at 97.4 and it topped out at 99.1. And they said the fastball also had a whiff percentage of 40%. So that's
what they're looking for.
Pretty good. Yeah. So interesting to keep an eye on Oswald Peraza. Like, if you're one of those people who, hey, I kind of want to keep track of the people in the minor leagues. Like, keep track of Oswald Peraza. Because I think if Glaber still struggles, it may be one of those situations that you could see Peraza like the week before September, where the Yankees are like, we might have to do something here. Like, we're going to bring him up anyway. We might as well bring him up because
there's a legitimate chance. There's a legitimate chance he's on the playoff roster. And I know you haven't seen in the major leagues all year. There's a legitimate chance he's on the playoff roster.
Yeah, and he has playoff experience. So
and he's played well this year. Like, he will not get that spot because of how bad Glaber's played. It's more because of how well he's played, and he deserves to know that too.
Yeah. So there's your Minors Monday report, and we'll do this again in a week. So coming up next, the Yankees will be in Chicago and Detroit, and they really have to have a good road trip.
It's summertime, which means it's barbecue season. Stock up on all of your grilling favorites and earn cash back on every purchase when you use Ibotta. So you won't have to choose between burgers or hot dogs. You can get both. Ibotta is a free app that gives you the most cash back every time you shop on hundreds of items from groceries to beauty supplies to toys. So you can make sure that you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. The average Ibotta user earns $256 per year. That can cover the cost of an entire shopping trip, that flight you've been eyeing, or that fancy dinner that you've been craving. Other apps give you points that don't amount to much. With Ibotta, just add your offers in the app, upload your receipt, and get real cash that you can cash out from your bank account, PayPal, or gift cards. Right now, Ibotta is offering our listeners $5 just for trying Ibotta by using code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibotta app and start earning cash back by using code, one word, LOCKEDONMLB. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store and use code LOCKEDONMLB. And Locked On Yankees is also brought to you by FanDuel. Now listen, guys, I love sports. I love them so much that I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down and we get fewer games and the sports aren't sporting like I want them to, FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. And all I do is open the app and dream up any bets whenever I'm in the mood. This summer, FanDuel's hooking up all customers with a boost or bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everybody every day, all summer long. You want to bet NFL futures. You want to bet NFL games that are coming, preseason games, right? Basketball's coming right around the corner. Hockey's coming. Premier League is starting up. We're just getting into the most wonderful time of year. And that is October when sports gets perfect. So head over to FanDuel.com/lockedon and start to make the most out of your summer. FanDuel, it's the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Locked On has launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and now it's also available on Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV Channels app. Locked On Sports Today is here for you 24/7, covering the top sports stories of the day with the local experts of Locked On, plus our national shows that are covering every league. Find Locked On Sports Today now, available in the free Fire TV Channels app. And remember that you can catch every pitch of the Yankees' hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. Stacey, welcome back. Yankees go into a crucial week where they got to take advantage of their schedule. This is one of those portions of the schedule where you can really get fat, and it's part of, we talked about it all going into the month of August, how that's going to have to be their mantra, get fat during this month when their schedule is easy. Well, this is the part of the schedule that is easy. You get 3 games against the White Sox, followed by 3 games against the Tigers. Stacey, these are games you got to win. The Tigers, not as bad as Chicago. They're competitive.
No one's as bad as Chicago
in Major League history.
Yeah.
They're competitive. They're a good team. I wouldn't call them great. They're beatable for the Yankees, especially if they have playoff aspirations. The Chicago White Sox are legitimately one of the worst baseball teams in the history of this sport. They are on pace to be the worst baseball team in the history of this sport. They are legitimately on pace right now for 38 wins. Which would make them the worst team in the history of baseball. Yeah, you're going to really, really, really see a bad team. They don't win games. I don't even know if the Yankees wind up getting any of a Garrett Crochet start. Looks like they're going to get Heel. They're going to get Cortez against Martin. And in the first game, I don't think there's any way Crochet went over the weekend. Yeah, they're not getting Crochet over the weekend, which is beautiful. So even the best White Sox pitcher, they're not even have to see.
Right.
This is a really, really, really bad team. You can refer to all these games as the Andrew Benintendi revenge games, because that's the only player the White Sox have of really note that you can really watch. They are a bad baseball team. I will say this, though. They do stay in games.
Yeah.
Their bullpen is horrendous. But for whatever reason, they will score and they will stay in games. Very strange stuff, but it's been a trend all year.
Yeah. Oof. And it's just funny. The Yankees are better on the road than they are at home. So I'm actually, yeah, it's amazing to me.
Significant.
Yeah. they don't need to blow out Chicago in all these games, but they need to, like, this is a sweep. This has to be a sweep. If this isn't a sweep, it's highly embarrassing.
They should go 5-1 before returning home.
Yeah.
And they return home for Cleveland next weekend. They should go 5-1 on this road trip. And I don't like saying that because it's not fair, because you should never in baseball expect a team to sweep. Chicago is that bad. You should sweep them. Yeah, most teams this year have swept them.
Yeah.
They currently, Stacey, have 28 wins. They're 28-91. Think about that. It's insane how bad they are. I don't think you're ever gonna really. You might in your lifetime never see a team this bad.
Yeah,
honestly. So they got to go 5-1. You should win the Detroit series. You should win this Chicago series in a sweep. They should sweep Chicago. They have to sweep Chicago. You can't lose any of these games. These are games you can't give back. No. You can't give these games back. And Yankees right now are 70-49, which with all their troubles they went through in July and all the troubles they went through at the start of June and stuff, they've sort of righted the ship. And coming back home, this team should be 75-50, which if I told you a month ago they'd be 75-50, would you have agreed with me or laughed at me? Probably laughed at me with how much they were struggling. So you gotta let's be a little grateful as Yankee fans. This swoon kind of happened in June, July, and not like it does every year in September and August. It happened at the right time. Was it great? No. Was it alarming? Yes. Did it show things that we didn't want to see? Absolutely. But you also did see a lot of things out of this swoon that they needed to address. The team, I think, has kind of gotten on itself a little bit and understood we can't play like that. And it's sort of, I don't want to say it definitively has written itself and we know like they're set, because I don't think that's necessarily true yet. There's a lot of problems they do have, but compared to where they were a month ago, if I told you they'd be 75-50 by the end towards the second part of August, you probably would have laughed at me.
Yeah. It's amazing when you look around baseball, how many teams some teams who were expected to be better than they are right now, like the Braves are going through it. Yeah. The Braves were winning 8-2 against the Rockies. They gave up 7 runs in the bottom of the 8th on Sunday and ended up losing that game 9-8.
And you can't blame that on Acuna. That's not Acuna's fault.
No. The Phillies went through a bit of a spell. Cleveland's going through one right now. Yeah. Baltimore still can't get away from the Yankees because, Baltimore got their 70th win on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Kimbrel blows the game to the Rays, and now they're tied again with the Yankees. So
the back end of their bullpen has been awful too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on.
Every team in baseball this year has gone through it. The Phillies just came out of theirs.
Yeah.
Every team in baseball has gone through it this year. So the Yankees was a little more elongated than other teams, but it's not like they're any different than any other team in the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. And, that good start that they got off to helped them out tremendously.
Oh my gosh.
That helped them. And the fact that Baltimore also went into a swoon at about the same time and haven't really corrected themselves as much.
Baltimore refused to take the division. Now, Baltimore has fared well against the Yankees directly head to head, but Baltimore refused to take it by its grasp. And you got to blame them for that. That's a sign of youth, a sign of inexperience. Not good on their part. It got a lot less covered in baseball that Baltimore was playing 500 ball for 3 months in a row because the Yankees were playing so bad.
Right. So yeah, sweep Chicago, try to take 2 out of 3 in Detroit. You're better on the road, so get this done. So to recap, the weekend was successful. They won 2 out of 3. The starters looked good. The bullpen is iffy. They need to work on some things. Soto, Judge doing their thing. Stanton coming back, hitting a couple home runs. Austin Wells is still hitting. That's also good.
Yeah.
Are there things to improve? Obviously. But right now, I feel comfortable with this team. I wasn't very comfortable watching on Sunday afternoon. But heading into this road trip, I'm feeling as good as I felt going into Philly. Because remember the feeling I had when they were going into Philly? I was like, I have a good feeling about this. I don't know why, but I'm feeling good about this. And so I'm kind of feeling the same way, so we'll see how things go. One more time, you can catch every pitch of the Yankees hometown broadcast with SiriusXM. Just download the SXM app and search the word Yankees. And we would like to thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen. Now go check out the Locked On MLB podcast. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered for you every single day. You can find the link to Locked On MLB in the description below if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening, it's in the description there as well, so you don't need to search. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So that'll do it for this Monday edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias.
And I'm Brian McKeon. We'll see you guys tomorrow.